Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here. So I just got home about 30 minutes ago and people were telling me to check out the new Burning Abyss monsters, and I was like, okay, this is pretty much going to determine if this is going to be like a highly playable archetype or just another bullshit archetype or whatnot. And you know, when we looked at the first two that came out that, you know, Konami announced, like, Dante looks fucking amazing. Like, there's no debate on that. 2500 attack, and he can fucking go into defense mode to avoid fire hand and one-on-one, and he gets the mill. Like, I like Dante a lot. But, and you know, Scrum looked really good too. The fact that, you know, you have the whole like tour guide, get Scrum, make a rank 3 exceed, detach, search another tour guide, like those shenanigans are fucking real. So I was like, okay, Burning Abyss are obviously off to a good start, but will they be able to sustain that? You know, are the rest of the cards going to be of the level of those two cards? And after reading the next two cards, the ones that I'm going to talk about in this video, I think the answer is yes. The first one we're going to talk about is Graff. It's the Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. It's a Dark Fiend. They're all Dark Fiends, level 3 so far, by the way. 1000 attack, 1500 defense. If you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss, destroy this card. They all seem to have that effect too. You can only use one of the following effects of Graff once per turn, and only once that turn. If you control no spell or traps, you can special summon this card from your hand. Again, they all seem to have that effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special one Burning Abyss monster from your deck except Graff. And the next card we have is Cir, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss. It's a Dark Fiend level 3. It's 1600 attack, so the attack is actually pretty decent for a level 3. 1200 defense. If you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss, destroy this card. You can only use one of the following effects of Cir per turn, and once that turn, if you control no spell or traps, you can special summon this card from your hand, yada yada. You guys know that one. The real effect: if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Burning Abyss monster in your graveyard except Cir and special summon it. Okay, so these are two really easy to understand effects. I mean, obviously all of these Burning Abyss monsters have the effect of, if they're on the field and you have something that's not a Burning Abyss, they blow themselves up. But I mean, they still trigger anyway, so it's really not that bad. Like if your opponent wants to be like a dick and Book of Moon or evac one of your monsters or some shit like that. Continuing on, when they both hit the graveyard, Graff basically searches a Burning Abyss from the deck and special summons it, and then Cir gets one from the graveyard. This archetype is looking like, I mean, it's shaping up to be good as fuck. Like, it kind of right now reminds me like a mix between windups and TGs. Like, you know, they're all level 3 and they work really well with tour guides, so that kind of reminds me of windups. But when you look at the fact that, I mean, right now it's like they all fucking float. I mean, that's just straight out of Tech Genis archetype, you know what I mean? Like, every single one of these monsters, when they hit the graveyard, they either special summon something or you search during the end phase, you get the Dark Soul effect. So I think that Burning Abyss are looking really good. Now, obviously, the interactions with Exceeds are probably going to be like the main way that you trigger these guys. You make an Exceed using Tour Guide, you activate the effect of that Exceed, and then you just detach the Burning Abyss monsters. You go +1 for like no reason at all. But these guys don't even need to be summoned to get their effects off. I mean, you can discard them for Phoenix from Windblast or Dark Ward Dealings to just get more like speed into your deck, and you still reap the benefits the second they hit the graveyard. And you look at both monsters, they both have special summon effects. So I think that getting monsters from the deck with Graff is probably going to be, the stronger effect. And honestly, I think that it's one it's so good because it kind of reminds me of Lone Fire Blossom. Like, it's so good. I kind of think that they're going to never release a Burning Abyss with like over 200 attack because of this effect, unless it's like an Exceed or something like that. Like, imagine that you go Tour Guide, right? And then you get Graff, and you Exceed into like Dante, you mill 3, you've got a 2500 Dante, and then you activate Graff's effect, and like you get a boss monster at the same time. Like, come on, that shit would be broken. So I really don't think that they're going to release like a regular Burning Abyss monster that's like 8 stars and fucking like 2600 attack, because it would just be broken with Graff. Like, motherfuckers would be like tour guide and they would just have all types of stupid plays. And actually, now that I say that, I just thought of something that's even dumber. The fact that Dante, when he mills, can actually trigger these motherfuckers. Like, I didn't even think about that. Could you imagine if you mill through with Dante and then like you end up hitting 2 Burning Abyss cards? Like, you're gonna go plus out the fucking ass. You know, actually, originally I had only thought about Card Trooper because I was like, okay, well, Card Trooper can mill 3 and he's level 3, so you can exceed with him if you need to. But I never even thought about Dante, which again seems to be one of the better rank 3 exceeds in the entire game right now, even though it's not technically out. So if I was going to do some preliminary theorio as to what a Burning Abyss deck might look like in the TCG, well, I would say that Tour Guide at 3 should be a no-brainer because the Exceed plays are just silly. I mean, you make any Exceed that you want instantly and then you go +1 at the same time. So that's just really, really too good not to run. I would say that Card Trooper, I would highly suggest running Card Trooper just because, I mean, push comes to shove, you can exceed with it considering all the Burning Abyss monsters right now seem to be level 3. And then, again, if you mill any of them, you instantly go plus with Card Trooper, and then when he dies, you draw a card anyway. So it's like, Card Trooper seems really good. And because of how quick you can just load up your graveyard, I mean, you gotta fit Dark Arm Dragon in there. I mean, Tour Guide plus, you know, like a Burning Abyss monster, you go plus, and then basically you've got 2 darks right there when your Exceed dies. And if you make Dante, you might even mill the another dark monster. So basically you could have a turn 1 Dark Arm. I would say a Lore would be staple just because the whole deck is dark. Foolish Burial would be staple because that's basically a 1-for-1 that instantly searches Tour Guide in the deck. That is such a dumb play. And I would probably consider running Instant Fusion just because if I, you know, like, it just seems like it can make easy Exceed plays, you know what I mean? Although, I don't know, because then that would make the Burning Abyss monsters blow themselves up. So maybe no on Instant Fusion. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I think that this archetype is looking really... I'm just excited that everything fucking floats. Like, I remember that was the main reason why I played TGs, because it didn't matter what you did to them. They just fucking, like, they floated. And now, these guys float when you exceed with them, so like, that's even better. Thank you guys for watching as always. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, you need to do that. I post videos pretty much every day. And if you would be so generous to check out my Kickstarter, every little bit counts, even if it's only $1 or $2. I've said it before, if every one of my subscribers gave only 57 cents, I could actually get to my goal, well, by the time that you're done watching this video. Thank you guys for watching as always. Subscribing makes life happy.